Hi, everybody. It is Monday, July 10th. We finished our gig in San Francisco last night and then drove up down here, or whichever direction we went, to Napa. And we're in Napa for our first day off in a while. And gonna try to enjoy it as best I can. I got up this morning and did a cameo birthday. I'm now going to do some music for you, and then I'm going to do 2 tracks on this album project that I'm working on. Then I'm going to go out and go for a wander, maybe get some food and check out where we are. I haven't even seen it yet, but I know I've been to Napa before. I'm not sure where in Napa we are, but it'll be nice to get out and just stretch and walk around a bit. And then we play tomorrow, and then we head on. After that, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. My dear old friend Mario Cipollina, who was the bass player in Huey Lewis and the News, is coming to the show. I haven't seen Mario in years, so it'll be great to catch up with him. And then we start heading north. We'll be up in Redding and Bend, Oregon, and up to Seattle, and then into Canada and across. So we got a long ways to go on this tour yet, but it's going to be great. We're having a great time on this. The shows have been going great, and the gig in San Francisco yesterday was one of the most unique gigs I've done in a long time, and finally at a venue that I'd never played before. I never even heard of it. So it was really cool. It was great, and but I'm going to do a little music for you now, and then I'm going to work on these tracks for this album project, and then I'm going to go out and visit my location. So, God, I got an itch in this eye. It's okay. It's okay. Today I'm going to visit an artist who I really enjoyed working with. And for some reason, I thought I had featured her before, and I realized I looked through and I had never done this project, so I'm going to go and jump right into it. I'll give you a little bio. Her bio is quite extensive, so I'm not going to go through that much of it. It's one of these things that just go to Wikipedia, pull her up, and you can see what's going on. But she's pretty wonderful, and that is the wonderful Trisha Yearwood. I'm going to read a little of this, and then I'll talk about the album, and then I'll play a couple of tracks from it. Patricia Lynn Yearwood was born in 1964, is an American country singer. She rose to fame with her 1991 debut single, She's in Love with the Boy, which became a #1 hit in the Billboard Country Singles charts. It corresponded to her self-titled album, which would sell over 2 million copies. Yearwood continued with a series of major country hits during the early to mid-90s, including Walk Away Joe, the song Remembers When, Believe Me Baby, I Lied. Yearwood's 1997 single, How Do I Live, reached #2 on the U.S. country charts and was internationally successful. It appeared on her first compilation, A Collection of Hits, in 1997. The album certified quadruple platinum in the United States and featured the hits. The hits In Another's Eyes and Perfect Love. Yearwood had a string of commercial success over the next several years, including the hit singles There Goes My Baby and I Would Have Loved You Anyway. She released her 10th studio record, Jasper County, in 2005, which debuted at #1 on the country album charts and top 10 in Billboard's top 200. It would become her fastest selling album in the United States. Yearwood signed with Big Machine Records in 2007 and released the critically acclaimed Heaven, Heartache, and the Power of Love the same year. She spent several years on hiatus from her own musical career to focus on other projects. She published 3 successful cookbooks, which appeared in the New York Times bestseller list. In 2012, she began a culinary television series on the Food Network called Trisha's Southern Kitchen, which I loved watching. She was perfect for that, which later won a Daytime Emmy Award. Yearwood has sold over 15 million records worldwide. Her work has earned her several awards and nominations, including 3 Grammy Awards, 3 awards from the Academy of Country Music, 3 awards from the Country Music Association. Yearwood had also been a cast member of the Grand Ole Opry since '99. Since 2005, she has been married to country singer Garth Brooks, with whom she collaborated on a number of occasions. then it goes through a whole thing about her growing up, her her family, and just the directions her career has gone over the years, her crossover success, and then her personal life, and but it goes through the whole cooking thing and film and television things that she's done. She's really a fascinating girl, but God, just one of the great voices of this. Here's a little bit more. Just Yearwood possesses an alto vocal range. Yearwood has stated that she particularly enjoys singing harmonies, expounding, because I could read music, I could always be the one in the school chorus who got the alto part because I could read. I'm never singing the melody and that singing, and always singing in the harmony in church. Her musical tastes originated from classic artists her parents listened to, including Elvis Presley, Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, and Tammy Wynette. However, as Yearwood developed into her teenage years, she developed a liking for country rock with artists such as the Allman Brothers and James Taylor, the Eagles, and Gordon Lightfoot. According to Yearwood, her primary musical influence is Linda Ronstadt. She discovered her music after her parents bought her a Ronstadt studio album, Simple Dreams. Yearwood commented on the Wall Street Journal that while Ronstadt's music was considered pop, her phrasing and emotional style appeared country. Music critics and writers have drawn similarities between Ronstadt and Yearwood's voice. In an interview for Ronstadt's album Feels Like Home, Peter Gavin of the Rolling Stone commented, listening to Yearwood's new album, Thinking About You, you would sometimes swear you were hearing Ronstadt circa 1976. Yearwood's voice is thinner and more pliable than Ronstadt's, but both resort to a hearty squawk when passion takes over. Both possess low honey tones. She also reportedly was influenced by Emmylou Harris. Yearwood's musical style has been considered country pop and adult contemporary, according to her artistic choices. Additionally, her artistic choices have been considered unique from writers because of song choice and quality. While ranking her top 10 songs, staff from the Boot magazine explained her musical quality. Yearwood has carved out a very successful and unique niche for herself by finding some of the highest quality songs in the genre, then recording them in arrangements that bring them to life in a way that's sonically is different from any other artist in commercial country music. Laura McClellan of Taste of Country explained that it is Yearwood's diverse musical styles that make her music quality and career successful. McClellan also noted her songs have shaped country music, particularly for female artists, for decades. She's involved in philanthropy and all kinds of stuff. So it's always worth, I say it time and again, it's always worth looking up the bios on these people and then the other people involved on their projects, just to see the journeys that have been traveled and what they're all about. So this album that I'm going to talk about that I worked on is from 1996, and this is called Everybody Knows. The first one I'm going to play for you is called I Want to Live Again. And on this one, it's myself on bass, Eddie Bayers on drums, Biff Watson on acoustic guitar, Brent Mason on electric guitar, Rob Hajakos on fiddle, Matt Rawlings on organ, Dan Dugmore on steel guitar, Ken Hutton on tambourine. It was written by Tom Shapiro and George Tarrant, and the background vocals on this are Cindy Walker, Dennis Wilson, and Garth Fundus and Trisha Yearwood. So this is I Want to Live Again. I need you, I believe in me. Okay, here it is right here. So here we go, off and running.
Teardrops on a lonely night, never gonna make things right. I gotta get out from under this cloud. I wanna live again, I wanna laugh, I wanna love, I wanna roll those dice. Gonna run the risk, do the dance, take a chance, and let the harmony rise.
God, I loved working on projects like this down in Nashville because it gave me a chance to be with people like Eddie Bayers, who's one of my favorite drummers to play with. We did so many projects together and did a lot with Brent Mason down there, and Biff Watson, and then seeing Dan Dugmore on this, because Dan I go back almost farther than anybody in this whole business with, when we were in a band called the Brimstones back in 1966. So it's a trip. It's really great. Well, let's see what else we got here. Because there's other tracks on here. I swapped bass duties on this one with the great Dave Pomeroy, who I love his playing. He's a fabulous bassist. So here's one, Believe Me Baby, I Lied. On this one, the acoustic guitar is Biff Watson and Billy Joe Walker Jr. It's me on bass and Eddie Bayers on drums and Brent Mason on electric guitar. Kim Ritchie on harmony vocals with Matt Rawlings on organ, Tom Rohde on tambourine, Dan Dugmore playing 12-string guitar on this, and it was written by Angelo, Kim Ritchie, and Gary Gottlieb. You know, and you look at these things, and again, you look back at these sessions back in those days, and Billy Joe Walker's no longer with us, Tom Rohde's no longer with us, and it's really there's a sadness that also comes in, just thinking about these fabulous musicians that are no longer a part of our lives except historically. So let me find Baby I Lied. Here we go, right here. So here we go.
If there
Just great, straight up country pop. Let me see if there's other info on this. There's all kinds of publishing stuff and all that. I want to try to give credit where credit is due. See, for her album here, the hair, the work was done. Maria Smoot did her hair for the photo shoot. Mary Beth Phelps did her makeup. Produced by Garth Fundus. Recorded by Alan Schulman and Ken Hutton. Carl Meadows. Strings, cello was John Catchings. Viola was Gary Vanisdale, Chris Wilkinson, and Richard Grosjean. The violins were Alan Umstead, Carl Gordetsky, Connie Ellisor, David Angel, David Davidson, Lee Larison, and Mary Vanosdale, and Pam Sixfin. Sharon McCoy was the stylist on this. Norman Jean Roy did photography for the book, and the other photographer was Russ Harrington, mastered by the great Denny Purcello, I believe is no longer with us either. Just everybody, there's so many people involved. Once again, I always say, it's kind of like you watch a movie, and it could be like a two-person cast in a movie, like My Dinner with Andre. Yet when the credits are going by, it's like, man, it's just tons of people involved. So the depth of all the stuff that goes on these things, it can be really pretty amazing on this one. We recorded it at Soundstage Studios in Nashville. It was mixed at Sound Emporium and mastered at Georgetown Masters. And it's got all the different publishing people and stuff on here. But let me get back. I'll do one more track for you. Hold on, I know it too. Oh, here's one called I Need You. And the acoustic guitar on this is Billy Joe Walker Jr. The string arrangement is Charles Cochran did. Myself on bass, Eddie Bayers on drums, Brent Mason on electric guitar, Andrea Zahn on harmony vocals, Steve Nathan on keyboards, Matt Rawlings on piano, Dan Dugmore on steel guitar, written by Jess Brown and Wendell Mobley. And Andrea Zahn, who's doing the background vocals, is also a fantastic fiddler, violinist, and when we did the James Taylor Carole King reunion tour, she was one of the singers on that tour also. So let me pull up I Need You. Here we go. God, I hate when that happens. I'm going to start it again because I hate that little glitch that happens every time.
I could talk till I'm blue in the face. You still wouldn't hear a word I say. That television seems to be your life's ambition. all the things that we're living now, but without the love, and baby, that just ain't enough. I need that boy, the one that chose me over every other choice. And I need that man whose heart and soul are in this thing when it began. I need that old friend that I once knew. Baby, I need you. I need that old friend that I once knew. Baby, I need you.
In those tracks, I would have used Frankenstein on all of those. An interesting thing that happened was before COVID reared its ugly head, one of the last things we did as the immediate family was this a cruise called the Rock Legends Cruise, which we're going to be doing again at the beginning of next year. We're booked on it again, which is going to be great. It's going to be a ton of fun, and I'm really excited about it. But the thing that was weird on the one that we did was there was like a, on those ships, it's like there's food all the time and stuff on it. But there was a pizza joint on the ship that was open till like 4 a.m. So like we had played, and a whole bunch of us were gathering, a bunch of the musicians, and we were sitting in this pizza place eating, and I looked over at a table on the other side of the place, and I see who I swear is Trisha Yearwood sitting there, having a slice of pizza. And I finally just kind of go over there, and I start to go, because I mean I'd just worked with Trisha, and this was Trisha sitting there, and I walk over there and I start to open my mouth, and the girl looks at me and she goes, "Trisha Yearwood?" I said, "No shit." She says, "That's all I get all the time." She was, if Trisha Yearwood had an identical twin sister, this girl would have been it. She was just a guest on the ship. She was not Trisha, but she looked exactly like the same body shape. Everything about her was identical to Trisha. And I actually, she was with some girlfriends, and I took a picture of them flipping me off. Now, I don't know if it's I'll have to go check, see if it made it into the book, but standing there just talking to her, I said, this is really freaky, because I said, I know Trisha, and I said, this is really weird. And I said, but you picked a really beautiful woman to look like, which is pretty nice. But it was amazing. It was just one of those moments where you're just looking at somebody and you go, it has to be. They looked too much, and it wasn't. It was really an amazing moment. So I'm going to get to work now. I'm going to cut a track for this guy. I've written my little sketched out. I think I sketched out a chart for this. I mean, this is just a basics, getting started. This is kind of where I start from. I just kind of sketch it out, and then I figure it all out, what's going on. I'll listen to the thing a few times and then put some fine details in here. And then I tend to do about 2 or 3 passes of it, just to give them some options if they want to cut things apart, make them slightly different, so they have some. Sometimes I'll be pumping eighth notes and do some whole notes and quarter notes in different sections, just so, because not being in the same room together and being able to discuss this, and the fact that it's a work in progress, you don't really know exactly what's needed. So you end up, sometimes people go, oh, it's so easy, you get to do it at home. Well, actually, sometimes doing it on your own is harder, because you don't have the interaction and you can't make decisions on the spot to do things. So you end up, like just doing give them as much information as you possibly can, and then we'll take it. They take it from there. So I'm going to wish everybody a great day. I'll try to put some more music up tomorrow. I had another thing I was going to put up today, but then I came across Trisha, so I loved working with her. So I'm not going to. I'll probably put the other thing up tomorrow, and then I'll have a venue video tomorrow here in Napa. So I wish everybody a fabulous week, a wonderful week, and I'm going to get to work. Okay, so I'll talk to you later. This is how I spend my days off. Okay, bye-bye.